Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of the Dork Side of the Ring. I am Grumm, your host of the Dork Side of the Ring podcast and purveyor of all things dorky on the wrestling internets and whatnot. I know it's kind of grand to say that, but look, it works. Hi, good to have you guys here. Last week, I may have lied to you guys. I need to be honest. I need to be upfront about it. I need to come out forward, get ahead of it, and let you know that I am aware of it. But yes, I did say that we would have Dan Morris and Soapy Preap on to talk about a pigpen match. I didn't look over my notes. I did that when I was flying by the seat of my pants last week. Sorry, I had like a little drink right before this. A little wet my whistle. But I ended up having the notes a little wrong. I did not remember exactly at the time, but this week's episode is not that. That's next week's episode. This week's episode, I have my friends Curtison and Yerrobi on, and we're talking about Teddy Long's wedding. It is. This is one of my favorite episodes I recorded. I thought the orders were the other way around. I thought next week's was this week's, and this week's was next week's episode. But no, that's not how it works. But it's a lot of fun. I think this one goes for about like 2 hours or so. It's a long one. So buckle in. Get some drinks. Me, Kurt, and Yerrobi just have a good time. This is one of the ones where I got people on, and I just by chance grabbed the right people. Yerrobi tells a story about singing at a wedding, which Jagged Edge appears at this wedding, and Kurt talks about fainting at a wedding, which, well, we'll get into how that relates to this segment throughout the thing. But a lot of fun this episode is. Thank you guys. Also, I know this part is going long. Like I said, it's a long one. Buckle in. I recently have decided to get off of using Twitch by the end of the year as a streaming service for my streaming content, and how that relates to the Dork Side. I've talked about doing a Dork Side Patreon a couple times on the podcast, and I'm going to be doing this, putting the Dork Side content with my other content all in one Patreon that benefits yours truly, your purveyor of all things Dorkside. What that means, nothing. If you're listening to this right now, it's not going to change anything. You're going to listen to everything. You're going to listen to this free, still just free of charge. Don't worry about it. If you want to listen to it earlier, you want to listen to next week's episode. Say I had this thing up. If you want to listen to next week's episode, you could. When I get it launched, you will be able to do that. If you want to listen to how us reacting to some of the things, live reactions, we'll be able to, and even get exclusive episodes that I would do just for the Patreon. We'll get to that, obviously. That's when there's a demand for that. But all that going into it, more details on that will come out soon. But for now, I just want to let you know that that's happening over on my Twitch is twitch.tv/tgrum. You can see that when you go to Twitter. I am Grumm. But I appreciate you guys for listening to the Dork Side of the Ring. Without further ado, let me get you to the fun part of this episode. Myself, Curtison, and Yerrobi talking about the time Teddy Long got married on Smackdown in 2007. 2007. That's right. We're talking 14 years ago. And here we go. Welcome back to the Dork Side of the Ring. It is me, yet again, with my two close personal friends, alphabetically starting. We'll start with my man, Curtison. How you doing, Kurt?
What's the word? What's going down?
Fun is going down. Don't let them know that though.
Oh no.
Yeah. And on the other end of the call, we got our guy Yerrobi. Yerrobi. I was like saying,
all right, y'all talking about some damn fun. Let's relax.
No, exactly. Thank you, Yerrobi.
Look, this is the Dork Side of the Ring. We have fun here. All right. We have a lot of fun.
I suppose all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Kurt, where can the people find you on the social medias? Let's get those formalities out of the way.
Absolutely. So you can find me on Twitter, on the bird at Young Curdy, all one word, and on Instagram with the same name, at Young Curdy.
That's Curdy with
Keep
an
it
I,
simple.
correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I just want to make sure because, something like I think somebody messaged me, they're like, hey, how do I spell what's this person's Twitter handle? And I'm like, I forget who it was. And I was like, oh, it might have been Crawford. They asked me for Crawford. I'm like, we literally said that it's Crawford with a V. And they're like, why? I don't understand that. I'm like, well, it's stylization, but all right, whatever. Roby, where can the people find you on the internets?
Brother, people can find me on Twitter at Henry_has_it, IT. And you can find me on IG at Xiles Morales. It's basically Xiles_Morales. So it's Miles Morales, except X's instead of M's, because I'm trying to be different and edgy and things.
You're like a Xbox 360 username.
Correct, exactly. I should have put like 7,000 numbers behind it too to make it even more authentic.
Yeah. Well, look, mine was terrible. Me and my brother shared our Xbox Live account for like the first 3 years we had it, and it was both of our names start with T, so we're TNT. Whoops yo ass. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
My original Xbox gamer tag is way worse than that. So now,
how is it worse? The only way
it was
like
because it was so hard. Now, granted, I did this when I was 15. It was so hard trying to find an original name that they would allow me to use. I went with like "cannot be stopped" 8, some bullshit like that, right? Like something just terrible, right? No creativity, none.
Yeah. Look, all right. That's fair. That's bad. Cannot be stopped 8 is pretty bad. Not as bad as TNT whoops your ass. Like it was.
Well, at least not even I was not being stopped. Not being stopped doing what?
What can you be stopped doing? Like
my man
can't stop jaywalking.
Jaywalking. littering, and great shirt by the way, Roby. Roby has a little Rowlet, the Pokemon with some wings in the back. That's pretty nice. Like that.
Thank you so much. $6 in Hot Topic off the clearance rack.
Hey, look, that's
man.
We take those. Kurt, on the top, did you have a terrible online gamer name?
That's the theme of today.
Gamer name was the same. Email now, it's finger1102 because like all of the variations of Kurt were every single one of them, and it's like it's coming back to bite me on the ass now when it comes like to serious things. It's like, oh, what's your email? Right. It's like you have a childish ass. Like I can see people's face now. Like actually like finger 1102 at blah blah blah, and they're just like, "Are you serious? Like this can't be real."
Big
like,
fan of the band.
This is a job interview. What are you doing?
Look, I'm a big fan of Finger 11. I can't. What can I? I'm a big fan of Paralyzer.
Stop.
So Kurt, Mr. Finger 1102, what's your what's your experience with the old pro wrestling?
Well, experience with pro wrestling.
There you go.
Family was so definitely had memories of like going with like my uncles, my cousins back with like ECW, and like really early on back when they used to do just the standard tours and everything like that. As soon as I got like 4th, 5th grade, it's definitely started following like Friday Night Smackdown. That was huge for me. Definitely following like Cena, Kurt Angle before definitely one of my favorites. Definitely Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
All right. To the legend of lying, cheating, stealing. So I stopped really following everything like that, and I probably started picking it back up here probably like the last couple of years when my cousins were starting to get into it, and like following New Day and just seeing their progress is it released there.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like New Day is responsible for getting a lot of people back into wrestling just by the sheer fun that they had, which is always, I mean, for WWE that's good. That means like, all right, cool, like, we've got an act to bring somebody back. It just took them a while to really capitalize on that in the last couple of years, like with singles wise. But no, that's it. I think like I don't know, like man, like Kurt Angle, Eddie, Rey Mysterio, like that time, very very relevant to what we're going to watch today, and but yeah, like those guys, like that, they called it like the SmackDown 6, like early, like the 2002 to like I'm gonna say like 2004. It was like Taker, Kurt Angle, Eddie, Rey Mysterio, Edge, Benoit, like, and Brock. Like they just basically took, I think that might have been 7 of them, but like they just took those guys and said, we're gonna mix you guys up every couple of months, but go tear down this, just be entertaining both on the mic and in the ring. So it was a good time. When you said ECW, did you meant like the original run?
Yeah, like the New Jack ECW, or
yeah, we got.
This is where it's kind. This is where it conflicts. It's like when I say like, mine was like 3 or 4 when this is happening. So I'm assuming this is probably like the second run, probably the late 90s. There.
Well, that would be the first run. Yeah. First run of it was.
First run. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, good. That was what I was sitting there. I'm like, all right, like I'm like, okay, like. Thing, and then like really getting into it later, I'm like, wait a second, hold on, like is like I'm trying to like the times I was like, I had the idea, I just needed the thing. Taking a 3 or 4 year old to an ECW show in the late 90s is you have natural born killers blasting through the PA while New Jack is attempting to murder. Well, New Jack and Mustafa are trying to murder, like
trying to shave somebody's skin off their forehead.
Meanwhile, there's Baby Kurt.
It was man.
Baby Kurt is just like loving it.
Yeah, I wasn't really loving it. It was like some of the shit, like they were shaving folks and like they were like and shit like that. I was like, oh man, I remember like one time like my dad had to take me out, crying and shit.
Yeah,
it was like like a pops got like really like discerned looks from like a lot of people, and the crowd was like, "Are you really that great over for a second?" Like a obvious young child to something that is like
he's offering the diaper bag to fucking to New Jack, so New Jack could beat up Ian Rotten with it.
I just hanging it out there, just like over the shoulder, like, hey, here, take this.
I'm just imagining like just everybody like giving disapproving looks, and then by the end of the day, like like Baby Kurt becomes the ECW television title.
Shove his rattle up his ass.
Take this bottle, take it.
Roby, what's your background with the graps?
Dude, I'm one of like only 2 people in my immediate family, and I say immediate, it was really just my big mama, my great grandmother on my grandmother's side. She was the biggest wrestling fan in my family. So when I was really, really young, like too small even to really remember a lot of this, she was all the time. She was up in front of that TV, yelling, cussing with a drink in her hand and a cigarette in the other, watching wrestling. She was down at the Sportatorium in Dallas all the time.
Ooh.
When the WWF would come out here.
Yeah.
Or, well, it wasn't. I don't even know if it was WWF by then, but like, so she was heavy into it. And when I go to her house, I'd sit down and I'd watch a lot of matches I don't remember. But the run that I do remember that I was all in on was probably kind of shortly after he left the Nation of Domination. Rock, Angle, like early Angle, Eddie, like really, 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 really early, like Batista, like guys like that, all the way through, like Booker T, like all the way through that run of, you got some of like my favorite heels, the King, Booker, Edge, Orton, all those guys all the way through up like what, 09, 10, something like that, maybe even a couple of years after.
Mm-hmm.
And then around 13, maybe 14, like a little bit after CM Punk was kind of in and out, was when I sort of fell off with it. But I fell in love with wrestling around the time of Rock, Stone Cold, Angle, Taker, Cena. Like those are my guys.
Nah,
And Rey Mysterio, of course.
I'm imagining your great grandmother like flipping off like Steve Austin in the 90s. Like if she's that rabid, like she's down at the Sportatorium when WCC like World Class Championship Wrestling is like going under, like when it's about to die. I can imagine she's there drinking her hand, cigarette in the other, like, just cursing out like gentleman Chris.
There, the ECW matches. Go get the claw. That was her favorite thing. Go get that damn claw. Listen, we couldn't wait for him to go on that fucking tarp and grab that claw and come out with man. R.I.P. to a legend.
Look,
Big Mama.
I think my favorite story is always my parents didn't like it, but my grandparents always let me watch it. Like those stories are my favorite ones because that when they were like the parent and the child, like they were like watching this and just almost paying more attention to the wrestling. Like they're just that fanatic about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I gotta feed my child. Hold on, like." Well, like, because it was super like wrestling used to be like far more regional than baseball, and baseball's very regional as a sport. Like you had your territories, you had your Mid-South, you had your World Class, you had like Houston itself as a city was its own territory.
Yes. Like its own wrestling ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then up north you had like Northeast, you had WWF or WWF. You had your Mid-Atlantic, for like Virginia down to South Carolina, Georgia Championship Wrestling, Florida Championship Wrestling, like just a lot of, and like, and the people were rabid because they would go every week. It was habitual, and they could always rely, like, geez, man, like now
they go every week. They knew all the performers.
Yeah.
They knew everybody was coming to put on a show. It was a good, not family fun time that everybody brought their family to.
Right.
It's funny because like Roby, like I remember having like similar experience, like having like my grandfather, like cousins and like headlocks as like you have like old like replays like playing or whatever, and like he'll like my grandfather had like my cousin, she was like just gasping for air, just mightily as my grandfather, who was on like just excitedly watched it. Like my parents are just like, why are you watching this? If this like works up your heart, like it makes us.
Man,
but they were
jumping off beds, get DDT your cousins' pillows and shit.
Yeah.
Your parents going rabid. They cussing you out. They mad. They threatening to go get the belt. Your grandparents just sitting there. Or grandparents, great grandparents. They just watching. They cheering you on.
Yeah. They got. They're doing their best, like Gordon. They're doing their best, Gordon Sully and Jim Ross.
Listen, that's throwing out moves and shit for you to do.
Yeah, hit him with a suplex. Nah, you're not doing it right. They like stop you. All right, guys, stop. All right, look, if you're going to choke him out under the chin, so you don't really choke him out. But it looks like
why you stop? Why you jumping off the couch cushion? Get off the top of the couch. Get on the back of it. You'll get higher. You'll get more
couch.
Air.
Exactly.
The frog splash should be a little bit more effective.
Yeah, you get a little more height on there.
Exactly. You see this? This is a flat top TV. You get on the top of the TV, jump off it.
Oh, listen. Don't let me use that. You remember the old big back?
Yes.
Fat back ones, like the ones that are like as tall as we were.
Yeah.
That had the giant back. Like, listen, don't let me get to throwing you into that, using that as a turnbuckle.
Like, my grandma had one of them, and my uncles got me into wrestling. They I got into wrestling in '97. First match I ever watched was Mankind, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously I'm enchanted by this shit, man. Like I'm like, that man, what? And then like nothing else, like nothing like, and around that time, like from then on, they're trying to like top it in some fashion of ridiculousness and being outrageous. I'm like, wow, this is great. And then when I got old enough to realize what pro wrestling actually was, like 4 or 5 years later, when I'm 7 or 8. Well, I guess 7 or 8 or something like that. I'm like, oh, wow, this is like I just like The Rock, or I like like my favorite really around that time was like The Undertaker because he's a big dude who just beat the fuck out of people. I didn't care that he was satanic at all. I just was like, this guy cool. He rolls. He
was punching the shit out of people and choke slamming.
Yeah,
rising from the dead,
rising back up with his eyeballs in the back of his head.
That was the thing, right?
We did not know like the satanic stuff. Like we didn't understand the concepts.
That man rolled his eyes. I've been walking around the house with my eyes like crossed at the top of my head. My mom's like, "What the fuck's going on with you?" It's like, hey, listen, I'm the Undertaker.
I couldn't do that. I could never do that. So what I would do, I would just peel my eyelids and I would like flip them. And I would do that.
You're one of those kids? Oh no.
No, I scared the hell out of my mom one time doing it. Nah, boy, if you ever do that,
no, I've never thought I'd see the day. Like folks who did the eyelid flip there, they're somewhere deep in the hole there. Like you're one of the that made it out. Explain how you made it out, Roby. I'm so glad that we're learning this about you now.
How I made it out of what?
Being that kid.
Oh, dude. Okay. So okay. So I got my ass beat. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say she's got it. Normally, I got my ass beat. So
I mean, kinda like she was like, "Yo, stop doing that." And I was like, "All right, I'm never gonna do it again. At least not here, not at home."
Yeah.
And then there was one time I did it, and so like I've got like these really long eyelashes that like women love them, but it sucks because they're really long and they're really fucking annoying when they fall in my eye. Mm-hmm. And so I did that one time. I flipped my eyelid, and an eyelash, like 2 of them got caught in my right eye. Dude, I swear to God, I was going blind. I was like, I'm never doing this shit again.
Never, can't do it. Never again.
No, I was like, I'd rather you just pour alcohol in my eyes. I just please. My shit was red for like 2 days.
You beat your own ass, is what.
It's going to be like the next question I was going to ask you was like, could you still flip your eyelids down? Like,
oh, I can.
I couldn't.
No, I can.
Listen, I'd try it, but I know I'm not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I respect that. I respect that.
I'm washed.
How are you washed my eyes?
So
listen, bro, my eyes don't move the way they used to.
They still, hey, you catch my eye, all right? That can still move, Bianca Belair can make your eye move, respectfully.
Well, let's move mine in a different direction.
So speaking of families, big time family event, weddings, you guys ever, we're all adults. I feel like we've all gone to weddings.
Mm-hmm.
And any either one of you got that you're comfortable sharing, obviously, bad wedding stories? Or is everything just, for the most part, calm?
Remember, I passed out my Godfather's wedding. It was like the ring bearer. I think either the ring bearer, I forgot what it was. And like so many people in that church. It was so hot, and it was like wearing like one of those like crazy Steve Harvey suit bullshit, whatever it was. It was the early 2000s. That was the style at the time.
Wait. And don't tell me it was one of those small little shack churches that barely had working AC.
Yes, it had no AC.
Hey, man, they was in there trying to kill you. They got you dressed like
I was fighting for my life. Man. It was terrible. Terrible, man.
He was they were gonna make you bring up the rings and then ask. In the survey said, survey of 100 people were asked. Do you take this? Do you take these rings?
The survey said no.
That's
I'm not gonna be able to top passing out.
No.
I'm trying to think the worst wedding story I think that I have is when I got asked to sing by my aunt at her wedding.
Oh boy.
And I did. And I was petrified because I don't like singing.
You a good singer?
I was in the church choir. I wasn't like a good singer.
Okay.
All right.
I'm doing all right tenor, but I'm not good.
Okay.
Like I was not good enough to be singing at somebody's wedding, but she asked me to.
Put you on the spot.
and
Come
I
here,
couldn't
Roby. Come
turn her
here.
down.
Oh, man,
yeah, it is.
She asked
Yeah,
me
it's
like a week beforehand.
it's also
And
her
she's
wedding.
been telling me for years I was going to sing at her wedding.
Hey,
Yeah, like you can't 100%. Like you can't. Like I like you'd be the biggest heel at that wedding.
Yeah,
And to be like,
I'd,
no.
turned her down.
It's like it's my wedding. I don't care. I'm not singing at your goddamn wedding.
I know my limit. I know my talent. No.
So wait, what was your was it a set or was it like one song?
It was one song. Listen, she wouldn't have been able to get me to do a set, and thankfully it wasn't at the reception. It was at the actual
Wedding,
and it was in a small church, so that was fine. But it was mostly family there, so that's kind of what helped.
That's good.
But
What
yeah,
that
I
church
sang my
have
one
HT?
song, and I got out of the way, dog.
What was the song?
What was this song? What was it, dude? I can't even remember what the song was. That's how long it was ago. Like I did this when I was like, I had to been like 16, 17, so
okay.
like 10 years ago, literally.
Wow.
I can't even remember. Yeah,
I was hoping that you were going to like I'm sitting there. I'm like, man,
yeah, just the Heartbreak Kid thing,
Like-
right in the middle.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy.
The sexy boy, right in the middle.
Exactly.
But gospel.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. She's making you sing a gospel version of it.
Listen,
Thinks I'm cute.
you're getting the wheels turned.
No, like I'm sitting here, like I think what the three of us enjoy our R&B music. I think all three of us big fans of it. So I'm sitting there imagining a young Roby just crooning. But like I'm thinking like, all right, well, it's your aunt's wedding, so she's making you sing a song that she wants you to sing, and I'm like, is it Belle Biv DeVoe? Like she got you playing some
I
Keith
wish
Sweat.
I would have been able to get away with that song in that church, because I might have sang it with a little bit more gusto. But nah, it was
like
super
genuine or some shit. Wait. Before we go, have y'all seen this clip? It's like from like 106 in Park. Like Genuine performing. They pulled him out on a stretcher. The dancer is performing. If I find it, I'll send it to y'all. Like, doing like chest compressions. You can hear like the percussion do like chest compressions, and as soon as he pops back up, it's like, in order for me to be alive, y'all have to turn up. Y'all got to get excited. Yeah, he just breaks out and sings Pony. It was amazing.
Kurt, you gotta find it.
Yeah, you gotta send that video now. I gotta see this.
I don't care if you made that up. You have to if you made that up. I need you to fund it. I need you to fund it being done.
Oh my god! It pops up on like Twitter every once in a while. Like if I'm able to find, I'll send this. I found it.
Oh, all right. So we'll just put that in the chat. I can watch it later.
I got you.
So last question before we get into this. You guys know who Teddy Long is?
Yeah.
The name sounds super familiar.
All right. The tag. Hold on, player. Hold on, player.
Oh, Teddy,
the commissioner.
The general manager. Yeah, longest running general manager of Smackdown. Hold on, player.
Yeah, man.
You're going 1-on-1 with the Undertaker.
Hold on a minute there, player.
Yeah, now I was gonna say he gets more play. Bless God. Like Twitter is terrible. The internet is a mistake. However, it brings a very warm feeling to my heart every time I see wrestling be referenced outside of the context of things. Like somebody says some foul shit in a tweet, talk about what they would do to a member of their preferred sex, and it's like, whoa, hold on, player, hold on. And I'm like,
listen, man,
hold on a minute, player.
Between the Edge face, the Edge horny face, the Vince horny gif, in the office chair.
Yeah. I like it's so good, especially like, and it's just like it shows like John Cena returned, right? John Cena returned last month at Money in the Bank, and it was like one of the loudest pops I've ever heard, and it's just like seeing the reaction. I'm like, you know what? Like this makes sense because a lot of the people who are using the internet nowadays grew up loving this guy. So this is their nostalgia of seeing this guy come out, and I'm like, God damn! It just makes it like it's fun to be like, yeah, like if you just kept in like just not taking wrestling serious and not being ashamed to like wrestling, like you could understand like all the fun stuff that have happened since. Like I always enjoy showing people like clips from like 2015 to like now. Because like this is just a treasure trove of like Seth Rollins' laugh is one of my favorite things to just show. I put it in the Discord before. It's a compilation of him laughing because it's the most just perfect like video because he's overdoing. He's like, and it's just so over the top that it just fits whenever you're trying to like either you want to be an evil tweeter, you can do that. You want to pretend that something was funnier than it was.
Yeah, you're pretending something's funny
because
the girl is looking at it. Yeah, that's what I use it for.
Yeah. So exactly. This is all good. So the reason I asked those questions because we're going to watch the marriage of Teddy Long and Crystal Marshall. From Smackdown.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Yes.
Now,
let's go.
We're going to get into it right here on the Dork Side. We'll be back. Hey there, baby. It's Dusty Rhodes here, telling you to do yourself a favor and this podcast that you've enjoyed listening to. Do it a favor. Go to the iTunes, Apple Podcast Store. iTunes is out of date. Go to the Apple Podcast and go to the Dork Side of the Ring podcast. That's the one you'll listen to right now. Go ahead and leave a 5-star review. Go 5 stars. Write out that review. And old Dusty Rhodes here, I'll read it for you. I'll read it here. Or that Macho Man guy, he'll read it for you. I appreciate that, baby, because I am Dusty Rhodes, and you are listening to the Dork Side of the Ring podcast, baby. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And you right back here. Curtison, Yerrobi, and Grumm talking about Teddy Long. Ooh, I love love. Let me tell you something. There's something about love that is just so nice. So nice. I remember, I used to love Baby Doll, and then she just went and did that. She turned out to be nothing more than a 10-cent hooker. That's right, Baby Doll. If you listen to this, Baby Doll, I saw you for what you really was, but I said, nah, Dusty, you can change her. You can make her see the right side of the way alive. You can show her a good life, baby. And she won't sit there. Anyway, I'm going off track here. Teddy Long had a wedding, and it was good times, baby. I wish Dusty Rhodes was there. I could have had a good time. Could have stopped because the Godfather, he came through, and I would have stopped him. I said, no, Godfather, this is about love. You take your whole train and you come with Dusty Rhodes, baby. You know what I'm saying? Baby. Get funky like a monkey. That's right, baby. Dusty Rhodes, they here. Once again, go to the Apple Podcast or leave a 5-star review. We read it here. We read it here, baby. That's right. I put my reading glasses on. I get all into it. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, baby. We'll go back to the podcast here. Thank you for indulging me, baby. Appreciate that. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. Back to the Dork Side of the Ring podcast. Yeah, that's right. Play some of that music. All right, we're back. We're back. The I can't.
Oh my God.
Just got done watching. Just got done watching Teddy Long having a heart attack at his wedding after a whole lot of just fucking shenanigans, really.
Jesus, Joseph, man.
That
was entertainment. That was a show.
No, exactly. No, absolutely.
Like that might be in the top 15 of most racist shit I've ever seen aired on live TV. Well, I tell you, listen, man. Look, what SmackDown used to go hard. My lord,
the fucking audacity of it, man. That was insane. That was an event, man.
So So we'll start from the beginning of it. We'll break it down from the beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
They come back. They come back from commercial and they have everybody walk out, and like everybody is dressed up for the event. Like CM Punk is wearing the worst brown suit I've ever seen anybody. Like, and he
suits off like
dressed like Vision in the 70s.
Literally, man. They literally just like went to like. It went to Burlington Coat Factory in Atlanta. They're like, all right, we got to find something that looks presentable and fit these folks. And just like, they just grabbed and like, here, wear it.
Who had of the guests, who had the best fit? You had Tommy Dreamer with his fedora.
Yeah. That was
you had Armando Alejandro Estrada with his nice, white suit. Elijah Burke, I keep wanting to call him D'Angelo De Niro from TNA, but Elijah Burke in a stylish brown suit without the jacket. Jeff Hardy was wearing a tie. Balls Mahoney basically just wore what he normally wears, but put a tie on.
Right.
Jim Duggan got in a suit, and his 2x4 wore a bow tie.
Yeah, now you're getting to my winning.
That's kind of where I'm at.
It's not Jim Duggan.
It's his 2x4.
The 2x4 was clean. That was a clean 2x4 right there.
And it was shaped up, too. It came correct.
Yeah,
had lines and everything.
Got a fresh lead. You know what I'm saying?
Smooth.
Got trimmed a little sawdust off on the side.
Got salt.
Armando with the with the Bad Boys 2 Johnny Tapia look.
Listen. Elijah Burke, he literally looked like someone who worked at the office, man. Like that is a very like thousands office.
Elijah Burke look like somebody's work husband, man.
Yeah, that is someone's work husband.
Yeah, Elijah Burke. If you did a Hollywood reenactment of this, fucking Anthony Mackie is playing Elijah Burke.
Yeah, he just gets the Shamar Moore braid wig.
Yeah, exactly.
Worst braids ever. Like. All right, here they are.
I'm surprised they didn't have I'm not surprised that they didn't have some of the big like right before this match, Batista wrestled Mark Henry, and Batista and the Great Khali came down and squished Batista's head. So like obviously you're not going to see those guys. It would have been hilarious to see the Great Khali come out wearing a suit that has like an entire country's amount of fabric because he's just a big man.
Bruce did the same thing.
He would have been exactly what he wears to the ring, the big black pants and the boots, and he would have had the bow tie and cummerbund on. That's it.
Didn't like the Great Khali used to wear like a vest or whatever too?
No, so he would always he just wore these big baggy pants. Like they used to just be black, but they were just black pants. And then when he turned babyface, he added color in it, so it was like red, shiny, and it would say Khali on the side. But yeah, no, Bruce, you're right. Bruce Bruce's entire jacket, like that.
Oh my God.
Put that.
That was so absurd.
Listen,
right, bro, you could close an entire village of kids with that fucking jacket.
Bruce, bro, that's the mention adult man.
They took the Turner Field tarp and turned it into a fucking coat for him. Like that,
man.
Yeah, they took all the fabric in somebody's grandmama's sitting room and turned it into a coat.
Put it on that suit. It's like here.
Oh my
God.
Bruce. And Teddy Long, who wore some preposterous suits in his time as general manager, looked clean. He came correct.
Fairly tame one.
Oh, he was dressed appropriately.
Relatively.
For 2007, a well-fitting suit. The key there is for 2007.
That vest was coming down to his nads, but otherwise,
everything else was fine except that vest, man. That vest was nuts.
Who had the worst fit? You had the Highlander.
Now we're getting my favorite.
The Highlanders were there. They were wearing kilts. They were looking.
Yeah, they were. I saw them.
I'm going to also. I'm also going to say
that's a look.
I am going to still say Balls Mahoney for best and worst fit.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Jeff Hardy in a tie again, just does not look right. Like he just wore his court suit.
Didn't like that. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He should not be in a tie.
I swear, I've seen that.
Absolutely not. Never.
I've seen that same suit when he goes to court. So he's only got one suit.
Oh man!
The Miz's was not good, and for a style like the Miz would dress very obnoxiously on purpose, but that doesn't excuse the fact that he had some terrible fits.
That I was like, that was not this. This was just the Miz dressing terrible because it was 2007.
Correct. And like, look, he did in fact have 3 dates, so it wasn't that bad. Like,
apparently he was doing something right.
Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but
yeah,
he had 3 dates.
He had 3 dates. Yeah. So they all come out. Teddy Long comes, and very weirdly, Teddy Long comes out first. I feel like the group
walking fast as hell,
just waddles like George Jefferson.
Yeah, he comes
right. He was strutting.
He was excited. He's like, we're gonna get married, and then we're gonna do some shit. We're gonna go on the honeymoon.
Yeah, Bob.
Hell yeah. He was ready. He was happy. Then comes out in the bridal parties. His son with I think that was with Tori Wilson. You had Bush Reed with Michelle McCool as a bridesmaid, and then Ron Simmons with Vicky Guerrero, and like it was just like Ron Simmons is like you put him in any situation, I'm going to laugh.
Yeah, he's just the funniest person. Just,
right, like
he's the funniest person to never say anything.
Right, he says like it's like one word. It's like.
It's damn.
You know he's gonna say it. It's like, say the line, Ron Simmons. Say it.
Damn.
Do the thing, Bart. Everybody's looking back out of class.
Yeah. Damn. Look, that's still not his greatest line. Somebody asked why people don't fuck with Ron Simmons, like pull ribs on him, and he's like, easy, because I'm unfuckwittable.
Correct.
Like, nobody's gonna fuck with him.
This is a Ron Simmons stand account. Man.
Yes. Look, Vince did him dirty by making him Farouk Assad and putting him in a fucking painted like styrofoam helmet, and said he was a modern day gladiator.
Oh my god!
Nah,
oh no!
Yeah, no. It is. I'll bring up a picture. It is, buddy. It was bad. It was a bad. It was a bad look for him. And somebody was like, oh geez, here we go. I'll put this in there. It's not a great look for the man, and for whatever reason, they decided that it was, and put a very tough man looking like that.
Dude, I just looked it up. Good Lord. Good Lord.
Yeah.
What? This man looked like Mega Man. What the fuck is this?
No, he looked like Yerrobi. You know, he looked like you ever have like one of those birthday parties? Like you have like an uncle or whoever has to dress up as like the character or whatever, and it's not directly the character.
Look, you know what he looked like? You know how in like some of the future seasons of Power Rangers, they would every now and then they bring back Tommy or some old Ranger or something like that. They'd have him slide their old ass into that old tight uniform.
Yeah.
He looked like the Blue Ranger brought back from like like Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
oh my god.
There's a reason why like he debuts and like 6 or 7 months later he's Nation of Domination leading Farouk. And should have been a face turn, but it was just kept them heel. So they have the bridal party. Crystal comes out looking beautiful, and the hijinks start. She trips up the stairs, and I'm not sure
if Vince is watching the whole time too.
Yeah, and I'm not.
He was just there. He wasn't gonna do anything. He was just there.
Yeah.
This is just
everybody has like, if you ever been to like a wedding, like there's like someone like important, like the importance of the wedding that's not gonna do anything. Like whether it be like the mom or like the dad or the aunt or whatever, they're just there for just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, just to vibe and get to the reception.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's get to the shit. I want to get the hors d'oeuvres. I heard they got sliders. Like I'm trying to get them sliders.
Like that's Vince the whole time.
Oh, I also forgot. Hornswoggle comes. Everybody sits down. Hornswoggle comes out from underneath the ring with his own chair and a phone book to sit on.
What did two phone books?
I think it might have been 2 phone books.
2 phone books.
Yeah, it was 2 phone books. It was the yellow and blue pages. It was of Atlanta too. So those are some thick books. By the way, the wedding is in Atlanta, so it's just the perfect mix of like this could be the greatest thing. And like I think I like, so was it 2007? I'm 15, so yeah, I'm like on message boards, and I distinctly remember people being like, "This is either going to be the greatest thing of television, like the week before, or it is just going to be awful because it's in Atlanta and they're going to just really crank it up and just be very, very problematic, for lack of a better term."
Yes.
So yeah, Crystal trips up the stairs. Bruce Bruce is the officiant, by the way.
Yeah.
Bearing the lead there. He was having a good time no matter what. That man,
he was just enjoying himself.
yeah,
He's having a damn ball.
he was like, "Hey, all right, like, yeah, you want me to do?
Like,
What do you want me to
I'm
do?
just here to read these lines, brother.
I'm gonna have a good time."
For me,
And everybody gets situated, and you're like, "All right, cool." Like they're gonna do it, and Bruce throws it to Jagged Edge for Teddy Long's song to his beloved, and Let's Get Married place, and everybody in the audience is white, and they're like, "This is a good song. I didn't come for a concert." It's like,
it's a good song. Okay, so like
the crowd.
we talked about this earlier.
Go ahead, Kurt. Go ahead.
We talked about I think like we talked about there was a remix to the song and like it kind of like lost steam after a while. The people in the crowd knew like the remix and they're just like, this song kind of sounds familiar, but it's not the song that I know.
Because they know the dance mix, they know the club.
Right.
Because that's the version that was everywhere. But my eye was not on the crowd. Where I was looking as that song was playing, I was watching Jeff Hardy and CM Punk just grooving in the middle of the song right now. Like Jeff was damn near in the aisle.
He was about to bust a move, man.
Shoulders and shit. And then they cut to the ring. And you see Bruce just standing there at the podium. He's supposed to be officiating. He's just cutting the rug. He's having a good old time.
Waving his hands.
Listen, man, he's doing all types of bankhead bounces and 8-town stomps and just having a good old time. The whole wedding party is having a good time. Everybody's up there dancing. Teddy's leaning into the mic talking for some reason during the song.
Oh, he's singing.
Yeah, he was singing. Like he was doing ad-libs for some reason. You know, your wedding, whatever, I guess. Like you get the ability to do that. That's fine. They do that. And Grumm, you tell them what comes next.
Like, my God! All right, well, I want to hold on. I don't want to go there just yet because I wanted like, could there have been a better performing artist group for this? And I feel like Jagged Edge is the perfect thing, the perfect group. Let's Get Married is perfect, but like I'm trying to like. I one of the things I wrote down was like just brainstorm like groups, R&B groups that would have been like, could you have gone younger and got like, I don't know, B2K?
It would.
I don't know if they have songs that would be fitting for a wedding.
Yeah,
That's
no.
my thing.
Well, WWE doesn't care.
Yeah.
They'll get bump.
Yeah,
Turn around,
like,
let me see.
Yeah. It's Teddy Long, man.
Maybe they could have got away with like with a Mario, Let Me Love You. But then again, that song popped around the same, like only a couple of years after Let's Get Married. So
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
I think that was the perfect group there.
Yeah, I feel like maybe like 3 years before would have been catching the perfect group at the perfect time.
Yeah,
but at 07, at that point, people still know that song.
Yeah. Like I'm sitting there, like obviously they looked at that. They're like, let's get they probably got contact, or they probably contacted to see like any labels had any up because like they were plugging that their album was coming out.
His new album.
Yeah.
Was it Baby Making Music?
Baby Making Music. It was coming out. Yeah. Like, hey, like Jagged Edge with like Let's Get Married. It's like, all right, cool, get married. Baby Making Music coming out this week. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, all right. The perfect album to play after
a wedding, yeah.
Married. Yes.
But we're playing it before the wedding.
Yeah, this is for the wedding night.
Yeah. Like, I feel like Teddy Long definitely strikes me as somebody who would have got Temptations if possible.
Oh yeah, he would have had the tips up there.
You know,
he would have had
he
would have had Luther up there. He would have Luther up there because
the whispers, man.
The whispers, hell yeah.
Fucking whispers.
With
cameo with the fucking mustache and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a rock.
So you were at we were talking about this while it was happening when we were watching it. But when you said that you sung at your aunt's wedding, I got so excited. Yeah. I'm like, this is gonna be a fantastic lead in. like they don't know what I know, which is that there's somebody, you know, gets put on the spot to sing, but not really. Like they were there to sing. So like, what you say you're in Teddy Long's position? What like the girl like the like references or the attachment of the song to the relationship doesn't matter. What's the song you're picking to have sung right before you're about to do your vows and everything?
This is tough, but you know what? There's only one song really that comes to mind. You know, it's got to be like. Okay, so I'm going back and forth between two, right?
Okay,
so I'm gonna have to ask you to allow me the grace to
get yeah.
The first song is obviously the only choice. "Dick in the Box" by Justin Timberlake.
Okay,
all right. Okay,
that's one. And secondly, I've got to go "Futuristic Love." No.
Yeah.
Like that feels like the only other correct answer.
That is correct. You know, that is the national anthem of the chord.
People will be like,
Rico Bruno just like rise. Yelling at my wedding. Come on, man. You know we in love.
I want to.
Don't even want you to look at my ride, man. Come on now,
man.
You know, you'd have everybody in your wedding wondering, what is Elroying? What the hell? What does that mean?
Meanwhile, what do you mean? Elroy her? What does that mean?
Bask pops out from the set. I still ask that question. Shut up. I don't know.
Like, shut up, boss. Shut up.
Shut the fuck
up. From the I understand that reference.
That's when the groom party holds like Jen back. Like, I understand. I need to say something. No,
I need him to know that I understand this.
They need to know. Kurt, what about you? What is your song that you're that you're having, or songs getting played right before your vows?
So there is the song by E40, Chris Brown, Ross, and Jeremiah called "Question." Now, and it's like an R&B song. Now, every part of that sounds like a very great regular R&B, hip hop, whatever song and everything. So E40 gets on it.
Yeah.
Like one lyric that sticks out in my mind, everybody will just be perplexed by. Dude literally said, "I've been searching for you like a search engine."
I've been what?
I've been searching for you like a search engine, and just imagine it in E40's like, I've been searching for you like a search engine. I was like, what?
Like a search engine.
You know, he just found out that Google and like Yahoo are search engines. He's like, yo,
right.
All right, search engine.
Well, mind you, this song came out like 2017, 2018. A fairly recent song. Like, he's just learning about search engines now. Like, he's had this for almost 2 decades now.
Yeah, I found my shorty on Ask Jeeves.
Shout out Jeeves.
It'll be just
tell me when to go.
It'll be some shit like that. And probably something sad as shit, something sad boy or something like that. Probably get everybody in their feelings or something like that. Oh man, probably How Could You, like Mario or some shit like that.
Hey man, what the hell?
just get everybody around
your wedding. What the fuck?
No. I'm gonna turn it into like an interrogation or something like that. Just like how we could just deep introspection with like before we do these vows or whatever. It's like
picking.
How could you lay in bed?
Imagining Kurt just like the entire time this sad ass song is playing, he's just staring right at his rock.
Just shaking my head. No, could you? Out of dry in the house.
Accusatory look. My God.
I think for me, I'd come out like Teddy Long should have came out to a second song. Like they should have had, and then led to it's like my personal one when I come out would probably be I'm Sprung. Like,
ooh, let's go.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, I'm coming out. Like, I want everybody to know, like, I'm in deep. Like, like, we're ready.
Yeah, there's no climbing out of this hole, brother.
No.
We're in it forever.
And and me and Teddy Long, we got good taste. We have the same taste in musical acts to do the song dedicated to the marriage. But he picked the wrong song. The right song, Good Luck Charm by Jagged Edge.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Like let's get married. A little too on the nose.
Yeah.
So.
And like yes, like it should be at this point. Like we're at the altar, babe. Like I'm not saying let's get married. Like we're getting married. We met at the altar. We're at the altar. We're ready to go. I want you to know that you're my good luck charm. Because that began. That get all the single women that we've invited to the crowd that are probably just upset that they don't have a man like me,
Yeah, gotta let them know.
Gotta let them know wedding party hate.
Yeah, no, I want.
You gotta have at least 3 haters in the wedding party.
Of course.
I want my best man, my brother. He'd be like, yeah. This is fucking corny, like, but but like, it's honestly, I think I would rather just get the guys who are in a relationship but aren't doing enough in their relationship, just get them in hot water, like,
it's like
just have their girl,
but it's not enough.
When the girlfriends leave upset.
Yeah. Like, why don't you dedicate that kind of song to me?
Yeah, why don't you fucking know Jagged Edge? No bum ass.
I'm tired of listening to fucking Metallica love songs.
I'm sick and tired of it. True romance.
I'm tired of you walking into the bedroom to Enter the Sandman.
This isn't the bottom of the ninth, babe. Like, this isn't the bottom of the ninth of the World Series. Like, I don't need you
playing fucking Master of Puppets. I'm done with it.
I don't want to. Why are you listening to Korn? Why are you listening to Korn?
Just at all.
Here's the reason,
babe. I've never dedicated a Korn song to you. I know. I don't. It's all bad.
It's terrible. Why would you do
songs to me?
So did you guys? So with the entrance, right? Like, are you guys? Because I thought of that after. I'm like, oh, I should have asked. Like, did Teddy Long fuck up by not having he came out to like just a different tempo of the like a wedding elevator music? Did he fuck up? Should he have like just a special occasion music?
He definitely should have had some special occasion music, but also Teddy strolled down the aisle too fast, man. Gotta soak in that moment.
Oh, yeah. you gotta savor this moment, man.
Down the aisle like he was like he was about to be late for work.
He was thinking like a morning stroll.
At work, but damn, brother, this is your wedding. You can take your time.
Yeah.
Savor this moment. You'll never have this moment again, Teddy Atlas. Never.
No, you're not wrong. He would find love again on WWE television. In the form of Oksana, who then dumped him for Cesaro.
The way life goes, brother.
And dude, it is some brutal stuff. They end up.
Shocked they didn't have a. Well, never mind.
They're in Britain. They're in jolly old Britain. And at the time, forget who. I think it's John Laurinaitis is the general manager of both. This is after. So they at WrestleMania 28, there was a 5 versus 5 team. Team Johnny versus Team Teddy. Winner got to be the general manager of both shows. Team Johnny won. So I think in part of the storyline of that, in the fallout of it, Teddy Long was kept on as an assistant general manager, but was just treated with disrespect.
Oh yeah,
and they made him dress up like the royal guard that stand outside Buckingham Palace.
No, man.
And
That's terrible.
and Laurinaitis told him that he needs to be like them. He better not to hear a peep out of him, not to move. So like Oksana walks by with Antonio Cesaro, and just there, she's just like, "Oh, hi, Teddy." Like she's just doing the whole like X walks by with her better man, with the better looking guy.
Oh, that's
and he's got to he's got to stand there, and the whole time you're wondering like, I'm hoping somebody comes by and they're like, "Yo, that's fucked up." Like I'm a punk Antonio's ass right for Teddy. Like this is for Teddy. Yeah. Nothing. You just continuously just. There's no payoff.
Disrespected,
bro.
Man.
You would have seen. You would have seen tears roll down my face and my balls just roll down my face, man. I would have passed out.
Lost one to the game multiple times. Oh my gosh, Teddy.
My eyes would have rolled back in my head, man.
He better than me, man.
Like it is it is here. I got the I got a still from it. I think he does tear up in the segment. I think but look how
oh no. Look at him. He's so sad.
Hey, listen, bro. Teddy looking like Pycon with that thing on his head, man. Oh, good God.
Oh, his head is so small. No, man.
Mind you, this is what they look.
And she got a bad too. I know he hurt.
Yeah. This is how they looked like a couple of months before. You know, it's a happy couple. You know. Look at that.
Okay, all right.
Look at that. You know.
Yeah, I was about to say even there, Teddy looked like he's about to get strangled on live TV. But sure, yeah, happy couple.
Happy couple. But again, they just continuously kind of did him dirty. Well, did him dirty for no reason other than to kind of like they made him dress up as a maid.
No boy.
Oh no.
Like they just straight.
They killed him, man, Teddy. Good God.
And Teddy deserves a flag. Vince not see heaven, man.
No, he's not.
This is terrible.
No.
He's not at all. Like that picture is so sad. That's why I went and got the other ones because, he's so his face is just holding it in so much.
Right. I want to talk back about go back to the one where he's dressed as like a guard. He looks so fucking sad, man.
Bro, this man still has seen rivers. This is awful.
I just want to give him a hug, man. It's like
just pain, just fucking pain, man.
Keep your head up, my guy. Good Lord.
Just so much pain. Like
going through it, man.
And it's not like Antonio Cesaro is like significantly good looking or anything, right? He's just European and younger. So like
is that what it takes?
For Oksana? I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Like
hey man, listen, bro, if you take a close look at this still image, the top of that helmet is leaned up against the wall. That's the only thing keeping that man standing up.
Holding on for dear life. His head is so small.
He is tipping over like like the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Yeah.
This man is distraught. God.
He's not doing good.
Down bad.
Yeah, I back to his entrance, man. His entrance was so fast for no reason.
He was excited, man.
Yeah, I don't get why he didn't take his time. Doesn't make any sense.
Looked like the VAR ball went down.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
I'm wrong, man. He was so happy. So fucking happy.
He was about to make all kinds of he was ready to just have the time of his life, good to go, and it just never happened because we'll get to that. So Bruce Bruce then after the song, or actually not even, Jillian Hall comes out and disrespects Jagged Edge.
Yeah, she does.
She says that was it tainted the ceremony.
Just like a white woman, just to interrupt something that has no business.
Just to do something worse.
Just get up and just like, oh, let me put my little twist on. No one wants you here. Get out of here.
You know what this could use? Raisins. That's what this could use.
Like a perfectly good potato salad just ruined some craisins and raisins. Why?
Yeah, that song had way too much adobo on it. Let me give you something a bit different.
And then she Her whole gimmick is to be terrible at singing. Everybody knows this.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as she comes out, everybody was like, boo, and rightfully so.
Uh-huh. That Britney bit was funny for a while, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then she gets carried the fuck out by, I believe it was Candice Michelle and I think Mickey James. I don't think
I'm not sure on the second woman.
I don't know. Yeah,
Candice Michelle.
Yeah, I don't remember who but they're just carrying. It might have been. It wasn't Melina because Melina. They went to a shot of Melina just being in disgust. So they just carry her out, and everybody's like, "Thank you." Like Crystal was like, "Thank you. I appreciate this. Yes, I want her out."
Wait, the funniest part is, like, they are setting her out like Sunday Night Trash, right?
Yeah,
and the arena is dead silent for like a half a second, and then you see Teddy just step up to the mic and just start clapping.
Clap it up.
Like, yeah, that's a grand swell. I'm like, damn. Y'all right though, because she's stunk, but damn.
Oh wait, I don't know if y'all remember the show Showtime at the Apollo.
Oh,
it got her up out of there like the Sandman.
No, listen, I wish somebody come out there with an actual hook. I wish.
Oh my god, it was so bad. Like everybody was like, "Yeah, get her off the stage, get out of here, get her out of here. She does not belong here. Boo her."
Just,
oh my god,
just get her out. She came out, disrespect the Jagged, and they like walked away and took the lights off of Jagged Edge, and then they had to get back in place, and the lights just be turned back on just because. They were like, we need a shot of them reacting to this, and they're all like laughing at her, like the four.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, look, who the fuck is this?
Are you serious?
Yeah. So they go forward with the rest of the ceremony, and the naturally with every wedding, in every form of media, basically, if anybody has anything to say, speak now or forever hold your peace. And we are going to. This was the highlight, I think, of the entire segment for us. Was the Godfather coming on out, dressed up as fucking Curtison. He looks like the fucking Riddler.
Looking like Bishop Don Juan. Blade had the same green hat and the suit and the GIF.
Bishop Don Juan presents the Riddler.
He
had purple glasses. He was
in that motherfucker looking like the Joker.
Yo, he was suited and booted, man. I was like, oh shit.
A Snow White fur coat.
Correct.
Plenty bountiful women behind him. Bountiful as he is.
Dabbler women, some would say.
Yeah. And just come on down, and the commentary. JBL is in his fucking element because he's just allowed to cook. He's cooking the whole night, but he gets so good. He goes, "Oh, that's a choo choo choo." He's getting all excited because he knows what time it is.
I'm like,
check it, look, choo choo.
JBL said everything short of a ooga.
Yeah. He comes out, the fucking shot. Everybody is excited. Like, they're like, yeah. And Tommy Dreamer. They go to a shot of Tommy Dreamer, and he's like, he is the wolf. He is howling. He's like, ow.
Yeah, he's banging on that table with the whistle and the. Yeah, man. Listen, bro. All you hear is in the back. So hoes in this house. Hey, you see all the male talent in the fucking crowd stand right up. They're like, yeah.
People are handshake and applauding him. Like, yo, like he's like
they gave him a standing ovation just for walking down with some Jeff Hardy and CM Punk and Elijah Burke.
Elijah Burke was heaven.
Elijah Burke's birthday.
Like Steve Harvey, bro. Look at this dude.
And it's like, and we didn't talk about it enough when it was like actually happening. They go into the ring, Godfather with his respectable ladies.
Yes.
And two of the respectable ladies go up to the bridesmaids and just start
dancing.
Just start dancing and rubbing on themselves. And I'm like, like, oh boy, like. Can you imagine that in real like it was when I said it's the international player anthem come to life.
Correct.
Where it's just
because what do you do as soon as you got on the mic?
He said, "Hey, you sure you want to do this? Hey,
your heart, you said." Like he was Pimp C to Teddy Long's Andre 3000. He was like, "Keep your heart, your sex. Keep your heart, man.
Keep your heart, Teddy. Keep your heart." These
girls, man. But the funniest part of that, before we get to Godfather on the mic, right before he started talking, when the respectable ladies walked into the ring, and they walked over to Bruce.
And
listen, Bruce is still just cutting the rug to the Godfather. He got the little funky theme song, and so Bruce is just doing the mashed potato, whatever the hell other dance he wanted to do. He's over there cutting the rug behind the podium. He's supposed to be officiating the wedding. Ladies walk up to him. He started dancing with them. You see him turn one of them like they're in a ballroom, and the camera pans over to Bruce. He looks right in the camera and give him a wink and a point. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Look at this.
He not slick. He not slick.
He's a horny bastard.
He's looking at. He's like, like the fucking.
He staring at these ladies like a 9-course meal. Man, lost his damn mind.
It's a whole meal.
He's just. He's like, I didn't know that this was a part of the gig. I thought I was just officiating a wedding. Like, all right. Like if you take it for like the like everything that happens in the ring 100% real, that they got Bruce Bruce, they hired him, they called him like, hey, you're gonna officiate a wedding, and he's like, all right, cool. And it's inappropriate. There's the point. Yeah, you know about but hold on. Look at the all right, so look at this is a great shot of the crowd, but the guy that he is pointing to is the largest man that you see in the foreground. Hey. This man's significantly tall because his head is almost touching the bottom rope from the angle, and he's the one that Bruce Bruce is pointing to. And you know he said something that was disgusting, absolutely disgusting. He probably said some foul ass shit with some children in front of him.
Oh yeah, listen, because there are like 3 teenagers right next to him. You know, he said some disgusting vibe. He said that might have got him arrested if he was on the street.
Yeah, he probably said some foul shit, and Bruce like, you know it.
Yes, sir. You already know what's about to happen, my right? Man, you see it.
Probably said he's about to put like Bruce. I want suddenly I want the Hat Man, but it's just Bruce Bruce. And
right. Boy was women everywhere. I ain't lying. They was coming down the ring. They was coming out the crowd. They was coming from under the ring.
He came. Then this pimp man came down with 15, 20, 25, 30 beautiful women. They was feeling me. He was
I don't believe you at all.
Out the rafters and shit.
Yeah,
I was there. I'm telling you, it was insane.
Listen, dog. If I hope that we're accurately painting this picture.
Yeah.
Of just how horny Bruce, the groomsman, and the male talent from Smackdown in the crowd. like this is before you even get to like the crowd, the fans. Dog, there was a river of drool
standing on chairs, those fragile wedding chairs,
and. Mind you, earlier they were doing the bit with Hornswoggle and Coachman doing like the younger brother, older brother bit where like Hornswoggle's bothering him and Vince has to get up and reprimand him. And Hornswoggle continues the bit of being like the child and just is like staring at these women like he's just seen boobs for the first time. And Coachman's like telling him to knock it the fuck off. He's like, come on, man, you're scaring the hose.
Yeah, man.
Hornswoggle and Coachman might be
some damn decent
Costello of our time. Little
keep it in your old pants, brother.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like, meanwhile, Balls Mahoney is behind him, just going, "Oh yeah!"
Just falling out of his head, dog. He could not believe it.
Looking like the horny wolf from Tex Avery show.
Yeah,
listen, bro.
All of them. Armando Estrada was drooling. Miz is there with 3 women. 3
still excited,
incredibly respectable women, and he was ignoring the 3 of them, and they were mad.
Miz was so horny, his hair was horny. His hair stuck up a little bit farther.
Straight up, I see it with my own eyes.
And
wouldn't believe it.
So Godfather
sprayed up like rooster feathers.
Godfather grabs a microphone and goes, "Hey, Tony, you sure you want to do this?" He's like, "I love her, man." Yeah. And Crystal is pissed at this point. She's like, "How dare you say?"
Like,
she said, "Who are you bringing these fucking women into my goddamn part? Like, what the fuck?"
And like, she's not saying this because she's on the mic, but she is. You see it in her face.
MVP of this segment is Crystal's facials, and she's absolutely just on point.
I was about to say, we might want to be careful with the word facial. We're talking about Godfather.
Right.
So Godfather goes, all right, like, I'm not leaving. We're not leaving without taking somebody with us. And Ron
Simmons, in the meekest way possible, he's just,
hey, me?
I would like to partake as well.
I'll go.
With the one finger like he's in church. I would.
Who amongst us enjoys, partaking in the flesh outside of marriage?
Yeah,
me?
Man. And then Teddy smack his damn hand like, Ron, shut up.
And then Crystal calls him Ron Simmons, like full. He goes to almost
full name.
Ron Simmons. And then so he goes, all right, well then anybody else? And everybody is like, Jesus, yes.
That was
so he leaves with the hose, and he takes every male member in the ceremony audience except Vince McMahon, Jonathan Coachman, Hornswoggle, Pat Patterson, and Gerald Briscoe.
And like Pat Patterson and Jared Briscoe, like I don't know if it's like Pat or Jared, like they had to talk him out of doing
Pat Patterson.
Look, man,
one of them stood up.
Yeah, no, Briscoe. Briscoe wanted to go with the hose, and Pat's like, listen, no, we got to stay for. We'll go after. We got to stay for the wedding.
We got to stay for the wedding. Right. But listen, I need y'all to understand, y'all the listeners. I need y'all to understand just the level of urgency that the SmackDown male talent left that crowd with. Like, Godfather and the women made it out the ring. Before they got to the steel steps, CM Punk, Mr. Straight Edge, CM Punk was standing up like, can I ride the whole train?
Look.
Jeff Hardy was jumping up and down. He was so excited.
Well, you got to remember.
He stood up. Elijah Burke looked like he'd been shot out. Jeff Hardy was about to climb the ring.
Punk and Burke were tackling each other to be the first one at those steps. It
was outrageously horny.
They're like, I think they realized we could each get a single girl if we play this.
Yeah, I was about to say there are 5 women. We don't have to fight.
We don't have to fight. We could each get one, at least. The Miz, who came with the extreme expose, which was Brooke Adams, Kelly, and Layla L. Those were his dates. He brought 3 women who were all cool with going as a quad couple, basically, and he left all 3 of them.
Listen, he scooted out of that row like he was at church trying to go to the bathroom. I'm like, Miz, baby, what are you doing?
Jimmy Wang Yang left.
When the whole train came by, he got out of there.
Jimmy
got out of there.
The Highlanders left. Jim Duggan took his wood with him.
Yeah, listen, Jim Duggan and the 2x4.
Oh yeah, and his 2x4.
2x4 was real excited too, man.
The 2x4 was there for the wedding, man. The 2x4 wasn't trying to give him.
That shit was full.
Doing backflips. You should have been there.
Shit was stiff as a board, man. Thank you. But yeah, all the women are like, Beth Phoenix is there, Melina is there. They're all disgusted. Like, excuse, what is going on? Why are they? Disgusting.
That's terrible.
Everybody's just like upset with these guys, but like, also low key, CM Punk was like a ladies' killer. Like he was like Ultimate Warrior going through the Divas locker room in terms of relationships. Like
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Yeah. Him and Maria, him and Lita. There were like him and like it's just like, and I remember as a 15-year-old, I'm like, what the fuck? He's not good looking. What the fuck?
Hey, listen, bro. I gotta disagree, and 2, even if I didn't think that he was a handsome dude, Like I get it, bro.
Oh no,
I
but
get
no,
it.
like
I
again,
get it.
as a 15-year-old, I was like, his hair is just like long. He's what? And I'm like, now I'm just like, yeah, no, it makes a whole bunch of sense.
Yeah, long hair,
Hindsight, yeah.
piercings, tattoos. Motherfucker got the gab. You know, he can talk his way.
Had
out.
a little facial hair and shit.
Had incredible game. You have to.
Oh yeah.
So, then Kenny Dykstra is there.
Kenny Dykstra.
Kenny Dykstra.
Yeah, Kenny Dykstra, who has been whose career was cucked by John Cena wanting to have a relationship with Mickie James. Like, no, like it's dead serious. So Kenny Dykstra was like dating Mickie James for a time, and John Cena and her were kind of a thing, John Cena wanted to be a thing. So he basically had Vince bury the fuck out of him and put him on a different show than her, and basically just so he didn't have any competition.
Cold world, man. But hey, listen, you can do what you want when you pop it. You got to do that. You can make it happen. I'm not a fan of it, but I understand.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I want this girl. I'm gonna do everything. Like, it's like one of those things where, like, if this was like a movie, John Cena's the douchebag, like boyfriend, and I'm just like, man, like Kenny Dykstra, and like Kenny Dykstra had a promising career. They were like trying to make him a thing, and then he just gets fired. Like, they just, nope, you're gone.
That's tough.
Listen, man, cold world, bro.
Cold world, yeah. Like, oh my God, I'm trying to think of who else like was notable when they were leaving. Feel like Tommy Dreamer was excited.
Look, Tommy Dreamer almost threw that hat to the crowd. He was like, "Dog, listen, what do I have to do?"
Do that shit up like a graduation mortar or whatever.
So
yeah, this motherfucker was brandy levels of down. He's like, whatever I got to do to be down.
Yeah,
I'm here.
So that leaves the crowd, the attending people, as like six of the female talent: Vince McMahon, Hornswoggle, and Jonathan Coachman. And then everybody's like, let's just skip to the I do's. And they're like, yes, please, please. Because at this point, you've got Jillian Hall interrupting, you had Godfather interrupting, you had Hornswoggle, like Hornswoggle and Coach were distracted.
Had to be broken up,
and Vince is like, I'll take care of this.
Multiple times, man.
Multiple times. But not... But even that reprimand wasn't enough, because while they're doing the I do's, Hornswoggle and Coachman get into it, and Hornswoggle runs into the ring, dives under Crystal's fucking dress, and then Coach goes under her dress too, following it. Right? Not like hey, excuse me, like going around. So I'm gonna go straight underneath.
Yeah, on some Tom and Jerry.
That's obviously the quickest way.
And this is after Hornswoggle gives Coachman the hardest fucking slap on the bald head I've heard in quite a while.
He smacks the shit out of it.
That shit echoed through
so audible.
Loud. And they're running. Fucking Hornswoggle jumps out of the ring, taps Vince on the shoulder, and just takes off. Coachman takes off behind him. Vince gets up. Vince, who is like 67 years old, and fucking Vince starts running, and you don't see Vince run often. He runs like he walks.
Yeah, I was about to say he was doing the walk at like 2.5 times speed.
Didn't he like tear his quads like a year or so earlier?
So in 2005, so 2 years before, so basically what happened in that incident. So to the Royal Rumble 2005, John Cena and Batista go over the top rope at the same time. But they wanted Batista to win, even though John Cena was the guy who would beat JBL at WrestleMania 21. So really, it wouldn't have affected either thing. But they were like, we want Batista to be the winner, and so they go over the top, and like they're going, what the fuck? They both guys landed at the exact same time, like legit, and they're like, well, what the fuck? We can't do anything. So they wanted to get, have Teddy Long, or Eric Bischoff come down and restart, have them restart and whatnot. Except Teddy Long and Eric Bischoff were already back at their hotel because they were done for the night.
Right.
So Vince furiously is running out, stomping mad, tears not one, but both quads in his legs.
Just stomping out?
Just stomping out and getting into the ring. They both of them tore. So he is sitting on the ground, he's sitting on the ring, in the ring, looking up at two behemoth of men in John Cena and Batista. And he is pointing at each of them, telling me that they're going to get back in, they're going to be in the ring, and they're going to restart it, and then put them over the top, up the right way, blah 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 blah. But he's doing it sitting down like a child, tantruming to two parents. It is the funniest image of all time.
What was funny about that was like as soon as he slid into the ring and he tried to get up, like he knew immediately, he just fell right back
like,
down.
Oh no, I'm cooked.
No, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
Like he's so angry, but like the best part about it is that like he tore his quads. He's in pain, but he's like, I'm on camera, pal. I can't sell this. So here he's just yelling at them. It's so good. It's so like, oh my God, like this is probably going to be a dork side for the future, for Fun Report, where it's just the last like 10 minutes of this match where Vince comes out, tears his quad.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I'll call it a short side of the ring, maybe. Just do
like it's insane. Like, cause it's like it's too much. It is, and like people talk about it, and it is the funniest shit. Because they're like,
you see it on Twitter every once in a while, and it's just like, wow, I totally forget like that happened, and just like seeing him like struggle to get up is fucking.
I've got to go see the video now because I've got to see him try and stand up.
It is. He doesn't. That's the like he knows. He knows. Here, I'll send. I'll grab the.
I need that video evidence, Bubba. I've got to see
the audience. The listeners just heard a little bit of it, like the very start, because autoplay. But there it is in the group chat. But yeah, he comes out. He just tears his fucking quads, and it is he just sits there and yells at people, right? So imagine now. The thing about it is, like 2 years later, he does the exact same like run, but chasing after Hornswoggle and Jonathan Coachman. As if he is like he is Wile E. Coyote. It's so cartoonish.
Yeah, looking like the damn Tin Man.
Exactly, like just
no oil in
stiff.
So they're all everybody at this point. They're like, let's just get this the fuck over with. They go to Crystal Marshall. Crystal, tell your, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? She goes, I do. And but he puts a little stank on the "till death do you part" on the Crystal part.
Yeah. What's that supposed to mean?
Like, why you gotta put emphasis? Like, that's weird. And then he goes to Teddy, does the same thing, puts even more emphasis, "until death do you part." And Teddy gets eye out, and then the most cartoonish, over the top, grips his fucking like liver, and then just falls face first, and it takes a front face bump on the fucking mat. And has a heart attack, basically has a heart attack. And everybody's freaking out. Nobody's really attending to him, though. Crystal's on top of him, like, slapping his back.
The worst.
Compressing the hell out of the chest, doing the exact opposite of what you do when somebody has a heart attack.
Yeah, like, he was lying, like, face down, like, on the like, yo, you supposed to turn around.
Hey, listen, man. You know what? He did that fake heart attack the way I expect fucking Philip J. Fry to do it. That was the way. Like, you can practically hear the when he grabbed his chest. I'm like, man, yo, get this bullshit out of here.
Nah, doesn't grab up by the arm, doesn't grab by the heart. He grabs like his
liver.
His liver. He grabs his liver.
That man grabbed his damn stomach is what he grabbed.
All right, hold on real quick. I forgot about this because the best part about the Ho train and leaving, right? JBL on commentary goes, I'm going.
Oh,
and Michael Cole's going, where are you going? Sit back, where are you going? John, sit back down.
Listen, Vince is screaming.
Get back there.
Vince is hollering. Get your ass back over the announcer's table. Get back over there. And JB was like, nah, brother.
No, can't do it. Can't do it, Vince. Sorry. And he's running and he's high stepping. He's like Barry Sanders from the 15-yard line out. He's high stepping his ass.
Yes.
He's like, I'm getting.
Damn, I know JBL was that quick. What?
Damn Super Bowl shuffle up the goddamn ramp.
JBL, just an asshole of a person, but god damn it, is he fucking funny?
JBL,
he's
an
hilarious.
Incredible heel. Incredible announcer.
He carried some of those years.
Dude, he was like he was in his element. They like, look, just cook, and he's like, all right. They're like, just don't.
Brother, never forget, we got the brawl for it all because somebody hated JBL that much.
That's true.
Never forget.
That is true.
We got the brawl. We got the brawl for it all
because he said, "I got
just out of JBL hatred."
So, did you watch the Dark Side episode on that?
Oh, you better believe I did.
So all right. So Curtison, there's two factors that go into brawl for all. It is JBL said that he could whoop everybody. He could whoop everybody in the locker room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jim Ross said that Steve Williams, Dr. Death Steve Williams, a Mid-South legend, could whoop everybody. Basically, he's the toughest man to ever live. And they had just signed him.
Talking about big.
So they were like, okay, let's see it. And they did this brawl for all where it's just legitimate fighting, like a legitimate boxing. And they got
holy shit.
JBL, they got Bradshaw, they got Steve Williams, they got Bart Gunn, they got Hardcore Holly. Like they have all these like tough guys. And Bart Gunn is the ringer with he's got a hell of a left hand. He cold cocked everybody. I think the only person
serious?
Straight up cold cocked everybody. So
Jesus Christ.
A year later, building off of this, at WrestleMania 14, it is Bart Gunn versus Butterbean in a boxing match at WrestleMania.
Really?
Yes, and obviously Butterbean fucks him up. He doesn't he does not last more than 27 seconds. He gets his ass whooped on because Bart Gunn, not a professional boxer, walks out thinking, it's like a brawl for all. Butterbean, knowing exactly who the fuck he's in the fight with, walks straight up and just unloads.
Listen, and the entire time, Jim Cornette is just wanting to throw Vince Russo off the Empire State.
Yeah.
Wow. He ripped this man's eyelids off with his bare hands if he could.
Look, Jim Cornette, terrible person. Vince Russo, terrible person. Both terrible people. However, I am hoping that Jim Cornette outlives Vince Russo because Jim Cornette will 100%.
Was that the clip where like dude was like, yeah,
I want to outlive him so I can piss on his grave?
Yeah, he said, listen, I changed my lifestyle up. I changed how I ate. I told my wife if she doesn't do this, she can kick me out the house. She's not in my will. She doesn't do this. I need you when Vince Russo dies, even if I cannot move, to take me to that man's grave, stand me up, and pull my pants down because I'm gonna piss on him.
Yeah,
yo, that hatred is so next level. I
had to respect it.
Yeah,
I had to respect it.
I got you. I can't do like imagine being that hateful that you change your eating habits, your exercise habits to with somebody.
Yeah.
Visit the grave.
Just to visit a grave. And now look, Connor, shout out CPF Connor Lane. Also, same idea, but he picked a much easier target. He was waiting for Rush Limbaugh to die, which wasn't going to take too long. So,
rest in piss.
So rest in piss.
Rest in piss. Yeah.
So, but here's the thing: Jim Cornette's older than Vince Russo, so he had to make these decisions. He's like, I gotta outlive this motherfucker.
Oh, listen, he was planning 40 years in the future. Like, no.
Now,
I will be here.
Look,
after this man.
Slide me that dark side episode. I will watch it.
Look,
look. I gotta remember what number.
It's from season 2. I know that for sure.
Season 2, yes.
the good news is for Jim Cornette, Vince Russo doesn't believe in the vaccine, so you know.
Oh boy!
So, yeah,
of course,
Vince
not.
Russo doesn't believe in the free thinker Russo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
the fucking brawl for it all. Yeah, good luck.
So speaking of death, Teddy Long has has this heart attack, right? And everybody's panicking. You know, everything. Oh my god! So.
Absolute worst things.
They're panicking, but also looking like they're standing in line at fucking Golden Corral too.
The only people who are giving this
picking
thing,
him up and like throwing him back on the on the mat.
What his son is there, right? Like his son that's supposed to be his son. His son should be like freaking the fuck out as much as Crystal is. Yeah. He's just going like, Dad, hey, Dad. Ron Simmons, Butch Reed, they're like, get off of him. Like, we got to turn him over. Get off of him to Crystal. Michelle McCool's crying.
2 to 3 minutes. Like, yeah, it's literally
they had
just
to drag
like
Crystal off of him.
Yeah.
And once they drag her off of him, you can hear her in the background while the camera's still on Teddy. Get off of me! Get off of me, somebody! Yeah.
They come out with the thing, and the way that they shoot it is like a frantic, like panic, like, oh my god, what's going on?
Like there's a whole bunch of jump cuts.
Yeah,
her face
every
and,
5
like, laying face down on the mat. It's hilarious. Yo, they're like throwing him back and forth on the mat. Like, yo, turn him around.
Yeah,
and just like, you know, just opposite of every male.
What draw some chalk around and goddamn.
And also, so and to top it all off. That's how they go off. That's how they go off the air. They leave.
Yeah, with his body just face down like Jon Snow.
They goes to air. You know, goes off the air with the oxygen mask on them. They you know, that's it. No, Michael Cole not talking at all. It's quiet for the last 90 seconds,
bro.
And people just panicking. Like Jesus Christ. Like and like odd. Like foreshadowing as fuck. In 2013. I want to say 2013, maybe 2012.
Oh, no.
Jerry Lawler had a wrestling match. He wrestled Dolph Ziggler, and then went back to the commentary desk and had a heart attack.
Like a real life heart attack.
On air, had a heart attack. I think it was during commercial. So wait, so mind you, Jerry Cole or Michael Cole is sitting right next to him.
Yes,
this man has a heart attack. Thankfully, they have a ringside doctor who immediately knew what the fuck they do, and basically saved his life. And they didn't. And Raw's 3 hours long at this point. This is on like hour 2 maybe. So like, there's an entire 90 minutes of Raw where there's no commentary, and it's just so fucking weird because you're just watching wrestling match on television as if you're watching it live. There's no commentary.
The King just had a heart attack, and Michael Cole is distraught.
And so, and then they go, and then as they go off the air, they were like, "Hey, apologize. You know, we apologize for the lack of commentary. But you know, it's because Jerry Lawler had a heart attack following his match, and you know, we wanted to make sure, you know, we were preoccupied. He's okay. He's at a medical facility, blah, 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 blah. WWE loves to say medical facility instead of hospital.
Yeah.
Like, they hate, I don't understand. It's one of those Vince things that's just weird. Like,
don't call Vince it. Not saying, yo, why the hell you got Jerry fighting Dolph Ziggler? Yo, he is old as shit. Why are you?
Because he loves Jerry Lawler. Like, there are a few people in wrestling that I think Vince truly loves more than Jerry Lawler, and I don't and I'll never understand it. And Jerry Lawler doesn't even know why. He's just like he's just, you know, he's like, I don't know, because Jerry Lawler literally left the company in 2001 because his wife told him to. Basically, he was married to Stacey Carter. Stacey Carter felt disrespected by the writing staff, felt that she should have been booked better, blah 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 blah, and she quit. And she told Jerry that if she loved him, he'd quit too. And he's like, well, yeah, I do. So he quit. Missed out from wrestling. He quit like early 2001 and missed out like on WrestleMania 17, the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Missed out on the invasion angle. Missed out on a bunch of stuff. And then just so happened to be divorced by the time that invasion angle ended in like November. Like, it was just like wild how, like, you know, he's not the, like, other than that, yeah, he's been loyal to WWE, but like, he's not most people would be like, oh, well, fuck you. Like, really? Like, you that's just dumb. Like, okay. It just depends on who you're married to, whether you're going to be, a smart business person. But yeah, I can't believe it. And that's how they ended I guess like you couldn't go to an actual like match afterwards, but like that was maybe 20-25 minutes of just cartoon. And like that, like I think this is around the time I think SmackDown was on the former UPN or the CW at this time. I think in 2007.
Yeah, it was.
So like, it definitely gives off some very UPN-esque shows.
So
they knew their audience.
It reminded a very. It had that vibe, that UPNS vibe. Yeah.
Listen. They were definitely trending urban. It's true.
Yeah.
They were trending urban.
They were like, oh, like like they hit everything, and like it was just, you could tell that the people who decided to do this, and they were just like, all right, what do we understand about the urban demographic? Well, they like Bruce Bruce. It's like, what?
Oh, like Bruce Bruce, like Jagged Edge. There it is.
Yeah. Like Teddy
love the Godfather.
Well, everybody loved the Godfather. He's a demographic crossover. All right.
Hey, I'm shooting a gif to the chat right now. That is exactly what the fuck I think of when I think of Teddy being passed out as the camera cuts out.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
chaos.
Oh my god! But yeah, that was just that's.
Why they had a man spread eagle on the ground like that, bro?
He's down for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah,
man.
he's down, and then so the following week they come back. Vicky Guerrero takes over as the interim general manager because I think she was the assistant at the time, and they're like he's doing all right, like he's okay, like he's recovering, and then they just drop him being married, like being like when he comes back.
Yeah, they just dropped the narrative.
I think so. I think shortly after this, Crystal asked for her release from the WWE. Because she's just like I'm cooling.
Yeah.
And that also has like Bobby Lashley, I think, leaves around the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was released a few weeks later.
A few weeks after this. Wow.
Yeah, so that's why it never came. Never
Related back again.
Went back. Yeah.
Makes sense.
She chose a hell of a time to like leave, man. She left like right at the peak right there.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. She could have been Teddy's fake widow.
Yep.
There were a lot of angles to play with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of morbid, so I get it. She's like, yeah.
So unfortunately, we never got to see, true love. And like we were talking about earlier with Teddy Long, he would not love again until Oksana, who then fucked him over. Dumped him for a balding Jason Statham looking guy. Like, I can't.
Yeah, not even Jason Statham. You look like a shorter Tyson Fury.
At Cesaro, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he was a gut. But man, you talk about the blackest. Well, the vintage interpretation of the blackest 20 to 25 minutes of an episode of SmackDown. Immediately followed by a heart attack. The only way it could have been blacker is if you had fucking Crystal stand up and go, damn, like fucking Florida Evans.
Exactly. Good times or some shit, yeah. Oh my gosh, no, that shit was.
Now, mind you, a little over a year before, they're doing the Shelton Benjamin Mama bit, where he is followed by this loud older, not older black woman, but I think it was Thea Vidal, who is 64 now, so that's She was 50 or 49 back then.
Yeah, not old, but she was old enough to be somebody's mom.
She was old enough to be somebody's mom. And
some grown man's mom. Yeah.
But they had her in a muumuu. They had her.
Oh no!
Yeah, they had her in a floral muumuu, looking like Big Mama.
No.
100%.
I vaguely remember this. And I remember me 12, 13 years old. Like, there's something wrong with this.
She got the purse. She got the purse. She stood. She stood up for her boy. She got in the face of a whole bunch of people. Viscera, who was at the time the world's largest love machine. She goes, "I'd break you," and walks away from him.
Who's gonna stop a black mama? Who?
No, I mean, no.
And you know what's funny? I think before, because you said this was a couple years, 2005.
It was 2006 is when she debuted.
Okay, yes. Then I know for sure that this came after. If you remember the Disney show, one of the greatest cartoons of all time, The Proud Family, there was an episode where Oscar became a wrestler.
Yes.
And he became tag team partners with his mom.
Sugar Mama, right?
Sugar Mama.
Yep.
And his wrestling name was Mama's Boy.
Yep.
And they had him in a Robin from Batman and Robin type get up. And Sugar Mama just came into the ring. I think she had an outfit too, and it had a cape or whatever. And
she had elbow pads, knee pads. She had a singlet or something like that.
And the bit was, Oscar would go in the ring, get his ass whooped, and then at some point towards the end of the bout, he screamed, "Mama!" And then Sugar Mama would come racing the fuck out from behind, or she'd be tag team partner, so standing on the ropes or whatever, or behind the rope, and she'd jump in and she'd whack ass, and then the match would be over.
Yeah.
And I'm
did they take that idea?
Did that bit from that?
Maybe
they had to.
Somebody had to have. Because I gotta also remember Donovan McNabb's mom was a thing.
Right. The chunky chicken soup or chunky Campbell commercials.
Yeah. Those were things around that time. Also, you had Big Mama's House. And
these are all on the heels of a decade before.
Yeah,
Larry Johnson as Grandmama.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So these were those things. It was just, but yeah, I think it is. I think in my not in my white opinion. Note I said white, not right.
Oh no,
white opinion. I don't think I've ever seen a segment of WB television long as that or as dedicated to fitting that demographic of just being black comedy or just stereotype. It's just
it was a Tyler Perry.
It was exactly.
It was.
Yeah, Tyler Perry, his entire career is basically summed up in this 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Older black man falls in love with a younger black woman. They invite all their white friends and family to the get up, and it goes to hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
But hilarity, unquote, ensues.
Yes, hilarious.
No, this funeral and WWE.
Yeah, no, this was funny though. It was. We were the outrageous. As soon as Godfather walks out, man, it just goes.
Yeah,
down.
I was like, okay, yeah, this whole thing's done.
And it's
this is just
because Jillian was one thing, but I was like, okay, that's typical Vince hijinks.
Yeah,
we could have expected this. Then Godfather strolled out. I'm like, what the fuck? Isn't he retired?
Yeah. This was I would say this is a top 3 WWE wedding. The wedding of Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth might be the greatest of all time. And that was just straight up, nothing happened. The other one would be the marriage of Billy and Chuck, which was weirdly not as in bad taste as you would think 2003 wrestling would be, doing a gay marriage. It absolutely is not in good taste, but the entire thing is not in as terrible taste as you would think it would be for a Vince McMahon program.
I've got to look this up.
But they go through the wedding. It's 2003. This is going to be a future Dork Side thing.
It's got to be.
Most definitely.
But it is. It goes from being full on Dork Side thing to being actually very Eric Bischoff is masked up in like high quality makeup and everything to make him look like an old man. He's doing an old man voice to disguise himself as the ordained minister of this wedding. And Stephanie McMahon is there. Rico Constantine, the manager for Billy and Chuck, are there. Billy and Chuck are there. Like, all these people are there. And at the time, Eric Bischoff is getting over the 3-minute warning, which is two members of the Aowani family in Jamal and Rosie. Jamal, who would end up being Umaga, rest in peace, and Rosie, who is Roman Reigns' older brother, rest in peace. They were just these two big athletic Samoan dudes who would wear fucking FUBU jerseys and camo shorts and beat the fuck out of people. And you had 3 minutes. You had 3 minutes to entertain Eric Bischoff, or else he would do something. He'd send them in, and it was a great gimmick. It's a Raw only gimmick. So on SmackDown, this happens, and the pastor says, this has gone on longer. I like my weddings to be over in roughly 3 minutes, and this has gone over that. And then he rips this off, this like the prosthetic like skin face, and he's like, "Hey, it's me." And then everybody goes, "Holy fuck, it's Eric Bischoff." Wait, he just said 3 minutes. What the and then all of a sudden they just come in and murder they're kicking heads off. It's beautiful. And that's where it goes from being dork side to being like legit fun wrestling.
Yeah, legit great. Man. Shout out to Umaga, man.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. I don't remember Umaga. Shout out to him. I didn't know he passed.
Yeah, he passed in 2009 or 2010. He was having issues. WWE wanted him to go into rehab for. He said no, and then he ended up passing away. Probably the like he was on another level, man. Like Umaga was, but. Mm-hmm. That's a topic for another time. We gotta wrap up here. Last thoughts, Kurt. Last thoughts for the wedding of Teddy Long and Crystal Marshall.
Definitely brought me back to middle school rushing home, or middle school like Friday nights, and like you said earlier, this is a very UPN-ish, WB-ish SmackDown. Shout out to Jagged Edge for being very, very good players is in this whole situation. And no, we got to have a spinoff for Teddy Long's for the love of Teddy Long, man. We got to find, because he has been left at the altar, slighted by a
white woman.
By a white woman, yes, very true. And we got to find love for Teddy Long. I mean, those are my thoughts.
All right, Roby.
In many ways, like I said before, I see this as a bit of a take on the demographic that Vince believed he was reaching through his problematic lens. I thought that if you subvert it a little bit, you look at it from your own perspective that you're choosing, you could see this as a bit of a celebration of, all the black talent that's been with the WWF and a lot of the current black talent at WWE, at Smackdown on the time, since that was a show that everyone was at. It was just like, a celebration of, being in Atlanta, bringing in Bruce Bruce, having Jagged Edge perform, just a bit of a showcase of how much people really kind of fucked with black culture, even back then, before it became a bit of a moment of, one to appreciate black culture and demanding that appreciation and that respect for it. More Godfather. More Godfather, always and forever.
Yes. Always.
And I think that I would just like to leave you, for my final thought, with these words. Chugga-lugga, 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 chugga-lugga.
Yeah, it's wild to see the growth of how WWE attracts and represents their black talent now. We were talking about like Bianca Belair, like they were at Rolling Loud this year. Like, they had stage time at Rolling Loud where they are displaying. They had Angelo Dawkins versus Otis as a match. They probably should have done Gable versus Montez Ford, but that's just there. And then they had Bianca come out and defend her SmackDown Women's title in front of a demographic that very much is attracted to her. She, I've talked about this before. She is unapologetically black. She is black excellence personified, and it is a beautiful thing to see. And it is good that WWE is probably doing it for the money, but at the same time, it's still good.
It's still good that they're leaning into it.
Correct. They're doing more than a lot of other places are. In forms of entertainment. Period. So,
and I mean, like and I'm kind of glad to see like it's moving from caricatures of like black tropes and stereotypes and different things. So like, no disrespect to Godfather, but seeing Godfather and then talked about Mama, like that. Mm-hmm. So like now you're starting to see like with Bianca Belair having a voice and having a say, like not only inside the ring but also outside the ring with black life and black topics there.
Yeah, and I think it's important that like the first people that we highlighted when we talked about this were Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, as opposed to the New Day and Kofi Kingston, who are like they're great in their own right, but especially within the context of the rampant misogyny of the 20 to 25-minute event that we just witnessed. Like them being sort of like beacons of representation and black representation in like what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't know. Sports entertainment and just like media in general. Like I think that's really cool and that's pretty important. And I'm glad that they're allowed to do it their way and not, being at the whims of the writers a lot much in the way that Crystal was complaining about.
Yep.
And a lot of other women at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good to see the growth and to make sure that there's the pressure to continue to grow. That it's not just enough that just two, right?
I say that after I said more Godfather.
More Godfather. Look,
this is a Godfather stand account, but however,
in the context that wrestling is a variety, specifically not specifically WWE, but especially WWE is a variety show that tries to offer something for everybody. Godfather's not going to work fly today. Like, it's just not going to work.
Absolutely not. No.
But Godfather doesn't have to be Godfather could just walk out by himself, make allusions to his other career, and you still get the same reaction. So,
I need JBL to run like do his full dead sprint and like hug Godfather if he ever makes another appearance.
Yeah, good old. I just can't. I forgot that he does that, and it's a treasure. Like I need. Yes. He almost runs over the cameraman to get in line.
No, absolutely.
Listen, man, the three greatest heels of like the prime of my wrestling run were like Edge, JBL, and I'd probably have to say Orton third. Like all three of those guys were like wildly entertaining. Hell, I don't know, probably like Shawn Michaels instead of Randy Orton. Like all three of those guys were like incredibly entertaining. They were great on the mic. They were fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
At all times.
Look, Orton is up there. He he kicked people's heads. Like he was.
Yeah, he did.
He was he pulled out John Cena's dad out of the audience to kick him in the skull.
Yeah, kick his head across the damn stadium.
Yeah,
I remember that.
He also RKO'd Stephanie McMahon and kissed her while Triple H was handcuffed to a ring rope. Like,
right.
He's a monster.
That's a sick individual, brother.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he was cussing out Soulja Boy on Twitter.
He did.
It was incorrigible.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's get out of here. Kurt, where can the people find you once more on the Twitters, on the Instagrams, and whatnot?
Sir. So you can find me around those IG and Twitter streets at Young Curdy. One word, at Young Curdy.
Okay.
Roby.
All right. Roby, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at Henry_has, HAS. _it. You can find me on Instagram at Zyles_Zorales. That's with an X on both of those instead of an M. You can find me on Snapchat at yeah.
Look, Jim Jam told people if you're looking for a single man to hit him up on Instagram, you know, if you're trying to look at what he looks like, follow him on Instagram. So you gotta shoot your shot. You never know who's listening. Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I gotta get going.
Thank you for having us, brother.
It was a good time.
Unfortunately.
Can't wait for the next time.
Oh yeah,
Do it.
I want everybody to give themselves a round of applause. That's where I'll clap a little bit for everybody as well. Making it through. I think this is our longest episode thus far. We've also clapped it up for 2 months of the Dork Side of the Ring consistently, weekly, once a week, every Monday here on your preferred podcasting platform. Thank you, Yerrobi. Thank you, Curtison. Thank you, Curtison. Thank you, Yerrobi. Again, you can find Curtison at Young Curti. That's Young. How's it spelled? And CURTI. And you can find. Don't listen to Roby. Roby lied to y'all. He actually went and changed his socials. He went and it's no longer Henry Has It with the underscores, which are disgusting, or Zyles Zorales, as he struggled to explain, which was a lot of fun. He's now just Yerrobi. Yerrobi. That was with 4 E's and 4 R's in Yerrobi. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming out. A lot of fun. I can't wait to have those guys on again in some fashion. See who I can pair them up with to talk about another just ridiculous thing. Thank you for listening. I just stammering here. I don't know, because I'm not normally, I'm actually ahead of myself normally. Normally I do these like Sunday night. It's not Sunday night. So I don't know what to do. I'm getting better at making these, more efficient at making these, which is good because, like I said, and I announced at the start, doing a Patreon coming up here, and the Patreon will include Dorkside content and that you can get and talk about and just be there on top of like exclusive live streams. Maybe that might mean like some live Dorkside recordings. Maybe I don't know. And then do as well as some YouTube content, not comments. You can comment on them though. But appreciate it. Thank you so much for any and all support. Whether it's just listening to this, that's enough. Anything you guys do on top of that is over the top. Which reminds me, I need to put that on the list of things. It's not really a wrestling movie. I mean, it's kind of wrestling related, but it's not really. But yeah, look, I appreciate you guys hanging out, having a good time, and shooting like a rocket through the sky. That's right. I just quoted that. Next week. Now, when I tell you this, I'm not lying to you. Next week, we will have Dan and Soapy from the Morse Code. That's right. Dan and Soapy from the Morse Code next week to start off our September run of episodes here, talking about the hog pen match between Triple H and Henry O. Godwin from 1995. Years are a hell of a thing. Thank you guys so much once again for coming and listening to the Dork Side of the Ring. If you enjoyed what you like, you can go ahead and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review, and I will read it. Or leave, 4-star for cowards. Anything less than 4 stars, don't even waste my time. 5 stars only. We only accept 5 stars here. Appreciate it. Thank you. Also, follow Dork Side of the Ring on Twitter and Instagram at Dorkside Ring. And you can also follow me at I am Grumm. And, check me out, Grumm.tv, Twitch.tv/TGrumm, for my live streams for now. And the Patreon, keep your ears peeled for that. That's right. I want you to peel your ears back. Not pin them back. I want you to peel them back and be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much. Next week's a lot of fun as well. Thank you for coming to the Dork Side of the Ring. I appreciate it. And remember, wrestling is a lot more fun when no one is taking it too seriously. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week here on the Dork Side of the Ring. I love you. Be good to yourselves. Wash hands. Wear masks. Love you. Mwah.